Professor MoneyPigTrading. Today is May 2nd, 2021. We're going to discuss sell in May and walk away. And also we're going to discuss the following tickers: by TNX, ABNB, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, and Dogecoin. So really quick, we're not a financial advisor. This is just for education purposes. Please invest at your own risks. So really quick, we want to take the first thing, the only chart that matters, Fed SOMA data. And it's updated in the last Thursday, April 28, 2021. The red line is the Fed SOMA numbers. It's in $10 billion unit. That's the money the Federal Reserve inject into the market to buy bonds to support the market. Usually at the month end, we'll see some decrease, and that usually make the SPY or growth stock to pull back. And the black line SPY price, and we can see SPY actually has been going up for 5 straight weeks without any major pullback or small pullback. The reason there's no month-end weakness is probably because of the crazy earnings season that we have witnessed from Apple, Facebook, and Amazon, etc. And whether Federal Reserve will continue to lower the Fed SOMA balance for another week, potentially pull back the market, we'll have to wait until the next Thursday to see the data and to decide from there. The other thing we have to notice is based on the FOMC meeting minutes on Wednesday this week, Federal Reserve actually decided to increase the SOMA balance from $40 billion per month to $80 billion per month, which is insane, right? Like how much money they want to spray into the market and to hold the market. And they remain the interest rate unchanged, which is not very surprising as well. So this can provide a really strong support to the market, kind of neutralize the pressure of selling or profit taking. So whether the market will pull back or hold up, continue to go up from here, we'll have to watch this week. And we'll have to see because the Federal Reserve continued to increase the bank SOMA balance, and also because the COVID situation got pretty bad worldwide, even though the US got control pretty well. The TNX has been pretty well behaved after it topping at 17.65 at the end of March, and now pushing back down, holding a 15.35 EMA support. Now just sideways consolidation between 16 and 17, where we should see TNX continue to behave until the worldwide COVID start to get controlled and more reopening happening, and also Federal Reserve start to decrease the SOMA balance. Now with the more and more SOMA balance, it will be hard for TNX to continue the upside at the moment. And right now on the SPY daily chart, we're seeing a head and shoulder pattern. This is a left shoulder, this is a head, and this is a right shoulder. Usually when we see this pattern happen, we will make a symmetrical pattern. That means to match over here, it will probably pull back to this 414.75. And if this level doesn't hold, we have 413 and 408.49. On the outside, we have 420.72 all-time high. If that level hold, based on the Fibonacci retracement, we can actually push back up to 423.4. But whether the sell in May will happen and walk away, we'll see. There's a lot of moving pieces, really hard to predict right now because the earnings is so strong. Federal Reserve actually increases SOMA balance, but SPY has been running up so much, right? So that could provide some selling profit-taking pressure. And also Federal Reserve usually at the month end or early at the beginning of the month have a tendency to decrease SOMA balance, so that potentially can pull down the SPY price as well. And also SPY hasn't had any correction for quite a while. Will that provide some profit-taking pressure? We'll just have to see. And let's take a look at May last year, what happened. So once we enter May, we actually had some pullback, breaking the EMA support, but very quickly the market find the support and pushing back up. And in early June, we started to push back down again, holding the EMA support, sideways consolidation. So we're expecting probably the same thing happen. Probably just this May, just sideways consolidate, having a little pullback, but don't have major catalysts to push the stock price to a lot higher from here. And like we mentioned in the previous video, the weakest seasonality is usually March, and as we see, March did have a pretty big pullback, and May typically just a sideways consolidation month. So personally, I wouldn't think we're going to have a dramatic pullback, but for momentum swing trading that we're doing for our swing trading program, a sideways consolidation could hurt if we don't control our size properly, because sideways consolidation is usually the premium killer for naked call and naked put. And really quick, looking at the COVID-19 right now in US on the left side, the daily COVID cases were pretty well controlled, probably because of the COVID vaccine and also all the social distance measurements. On the other hand, the daily chart on the worldwide is a different story. Now the daily COVID cases, the number is now all-time high because of the cases in India and Europe and Brazil are pretty bad. Hopefully we'll get control and peak here and start to decrease from here. And that's why when we look at some travel name like United Airlines on the left, which is a daily chart, and the Southwest Airline on the right, and we can see that United Airlines has more international flights, the same with the AAL, American Airlines and Delta Airlines. They cannot break the pre-COVID high because right now the international travel is just pretty difficult at the moment. On the other hand, Southwest Airlines is mostly operated in North America, majority, most of the flights in US. And because the domestic travel has been so popular, and we can see Southwest has been breaking through the pre-COVID high and have pretty good earnings. On the other, so it might be a good time if you are bullish on the airline name to buy some UAL here and wait for the COVID to become the rear view mirrors, then it could start to push back up again. COVID-19 Airbnb could be another good play since the domestic travel is so popular right now. However, Airbnb actually has a major lockup period expiration coming up. So before lockup period expiration, usually 2 to 3 weeks ahead, stock price will have pressure to the downside. Right now, we don't know when's that day because that will be the first trading day after their Q1 report, which should be in the mid or at the end of this May. They haven't announced the exact date yet, so we don't really know. Currently, Airbnb is on a daily downtrend. If we break this 170 level, we have room to be test 166 and 151.65. And if we really have a chance to pull back down to 130 and 120, it's definitely a good buying opportunity. And the other thing we have to look at is the cryptocurrency world. A lot of all-time high breaking through. Bitcoin right now is being outperformed. Since 2 weeks ago, US regulators saying that they might sue some financial institutes using Bitcoin for money laundering. All the cryptocurrency had a pretty big pullback, break this bully daily bull flag. And holding the EMA support, now pushing back up. Looks like Bitcoin is more going to be a sideway consolidation for now. However, the third largest cryptocurrency, Binance Coins, which is the coin for the largest exchange, Binance, it's flagging to the upside on a daily chart. I don't know how to use TradingView very well, and Binance data is not available on Thinkorswim, so forgive me on the ugly chart. Basically, Binance on the downside has a 445 area support. If they can break the all-time high, 645, based on the Fibonacci retracement, you can actually push back out to 760. Ethereum, while we're talking, just break 3,000. Holding the EMA support, based on Fibonacci retracement, the next upside is 3207. On the downside, we'll have several EMA support that can be tested on the downside. The other one, looking at Doge coins, also daily flagging to the upside as well. If we can break this previous high at 45 cents, we can see 50 cents in the next upside target. So really quick, we just want to highlight we have a Discord community. We have long-term investment program with a pretty decent return per trade. In 2020 was almost 19% with a winning rate 89%. We also have option-based momentum swing trading program. Even a choppy market in March, our winning rate is almost 70% with average return per trade almost 34%. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check www.moneypigtrading.com. We also have Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, or MoneyPigTrading. Feel free to follow us and make sure to like this video. And if any question, leave the comment down below. And last and the most, our Facebook group is actually MoneyPig Space Trading. Make sure to follow us there over there as well.